Hi there, welcome back to my channel SciTech. In today's we'll try to do the 120 FPS gaming test on this Realme X7 Max too. As you can see, friends, so this is a Realme X7 Max and this is my first time doing the review using the 120 FPS supported game in this phone. And let's see whether by using the real-time FPS meter we'll be able to see the 120 FPS in this Realme X7 Max or not. And these are the three applications which I'll be using right now. Three games: Ace Force, Getaway 2 and the Minecraft. These three games I'll try to test even in the Poco X3 as well, friends, for the comparison. This phone actually supports all of this. I'll try to compare as well. I'll try to show you the proof exactly. This is a 15,000 rupees phone and it's a 27,000 rupees phone. I will definitely expect a lot of performance from this Realme X1 Max, particularly the Dimensity 1200 chipset, as you can see, friends, which is really double the performance of that particular device. So ultimately we should be able to get the 120 Hz refresh rate while gaming. So if you try to use the supported games, so right now I did enable the 120 Hz. You can clearly see 120 Hz it's enabled. Let me to go back and I'm trying to open the one by one game. So let's open this game and let's see what will be the real-time FPS you will be able to see in this phone. That is what I'm trying to compare, friends. So right now in the real-time FPS, as you can see, you're getting only 60 FPS. So it's not showing 120 at all. You can see the test one. So this is the first game which I'm trying to do right now. 60 FPS only showing, it's not showing 120 FPS, and this game actually supports the 120 FPS. So for the proof, that is the reason I did bring the Poco X3. So this is a Poco X3, friends, so which I'm trying to use right now, which has the 120 FPS support as well in this game. So you'll be able to see the FPS will be increasing. As you can see, 120 FPS up, as you can see clearly. This game actually supports the 120 FPS without any problem in the Poco X3. I did plenty of videos on this phone before, but I'm not sure why this phone is not supporting with the 120 FPS. So it's not showing in the real-time FPS. You can clearly see here. So you may think there's a problem with this kind of FPS meter. Maybe there's some software issue with this kind of game space FPS meter. So that is the reason I did bring the third-party FPS application as well. I'll try to use a third-party FPS and I'll try to show you real proof what is happening right now. So right now I'm using the third-party FPS meter application on the top, where you can clearly see, friends, it's showing only 60 FPS right now. It's not displaying anything above 60 at all. So even though the processor is kind of really powerful, friends, but still I'm not sure why this Realme at this point is only decided to use only 120, only 60 FPS, not 120 FPS. That's a really disadvantage right now, as you can clearly see. So this is the first application which I have tested is completely gone. It's not working at all. So let's open the second application, which is a Getaway 2. Let's see whether the Getaway 2 application will be having this kind of real-time FPS meter or not. By using, first I'll try to use the game space real-time FPS, which is showing right now only 60 FPS. You can clearly see, friends, only showing 60 FPS. Let me try to turn on in this Poco X3 and show you the result, what will happen in the Poco X3. As you can see, friends, in the Poco X3 you can clearly see the FPS meter is increasing up to 120 FPS using the same game. So 120 FPS we are getting in this Poco X3, but not in this Realme X1 Max. I'll try to use the third-party FPS meter. Now you should be able to see the difference in the third-party FPS meter as well. Let me try to quickly enable that option. So as you can see, let me try to enable the third part. As you can see, friends, right now the third part application is also enabled and you're seeing only 60 FPS while gaming this. As you can see in this phone, in the Realme X1 Max, that's completely ridiculous, friends. So Dimensity 1200 chipset is really powerful, and the phone has also got a 120 Hz refresh rate screen. But why you are getting only 60 FPS? There's no answer for that. So as you can see clearly, friends, only 60 FPS I'm getting. But whereas in other smartphones like a Snapdragon 870 chipset, for example, in the IQ7 device, I used to get 120 FPS in this game. Yes, in this game and few other games as well, I'm getting 120 FPS for the Snapdragon 870 chipset. But in this Dimensity 1200 chipset, or I'm not sure whether there's some kind of software issue with the Realme, which is making completely not smooth while gaming. So there's no use, there's no point at all having this kind of high performance processor and high refresh rate display, but you cannot utilize that. It's just matter of software issues which has happened in this phone. So this is the second game which I tested and which did not work at all, and which did work perfectly all right in this in the Poco X3 phone particularly. Let me try to play the same game and I'm trying to show you, friends, real-time FPS meter. Try to concentrate on the real-time FPS meter. You're getting 116 FPS in this Poco X3. As you can clearly see, friends, this is a 15,000 rupees phone which I'm using for the past, I think, few months, and I was able to play the 120 FPS in that phone, not in this phone. So final game, let's see the Minecraft. So let's see with the Minecraft what will happen with the results. That is another really interesting thing. And Minecraft also supports the 120 FPS gaming without any kind of problem. Right now, as you can see, friends, the real-time FPS which I'm getting only are 50 and 60. As you can clearly see, 59 FPS only in this Realme X7 Max. As you can clearly see, friends, 59 FPS and 60 FPS only. So I did use the 120 Hz refresh rate screen, friends. I'm trying to show you again and again. So 120 Hz refresh rate screen I did try to use. As you can clearly see, 120 Hz is perfectly turned on, but still I was unable to play this game at 120 FPS. That's completely strange. So I'm ready to show you the Poco X3. What about the Poco X3 phone? That is what I'm going to compare side by side. As you can see, friends, right now the real-time FPS in this phone is getting about 116 FPS. 116 FPS, friends, in this Poco X3, which is really great. As I said, the phone has got 120 Hz refresh rate, and even the processor is not that powerful, but still you are able to play the games really smoother in this phone. But this is the only problem with this Realme X1 Max right now. So this different kind of touch sampling rate issue is going on. And now this kind of issue, I'm not sure when the Realme will be fixing this kind of bugs. So if the game includes the high refresh, then that would have been really great advantage, but that's not the case right now. That's completely strange. As you can see, friends, right now I'm getting only 51, 60 FPS only at this point, not much. As you can clearly see, friends, only 60 FPS. Even the real-time FPS meter also displaying only 60 FPS throughout this time. So friends, this is a quick review on the 120 FPS game support test in this phone. I think 120 FPS games right now, they are not supported in this Realme X7 Max, unfortunately. That's a really very sad news for most of the people who are actually buying the phone for the gaming purpose, and they are unable to play the games at higher refresh rate. So nowadays we'll be getting a lot of games which supports the 90 FPS and the 120 FPS support as a future-proof option for the gamers. You should be able to know, friends, all these things before actually buying the device. I'm completely disappointed in this kind of not optimizing properly for the gamers. So I'm not sure when they are gonna do it, and make sure to watch all this kind of videos on the Realme X1 Max before actually buying the device and regretting later. So thank you for watching this video, friends, and make sure to check the links in the description for more videos, and see you in the next video. Until then, stay tuned. Bye.